A very good evening to one and all present here. I, Doipan Shaha from GIS College of Engineering, take this privilege to warmly welcome you all in today's evening's session on cryptocurrency, redefining the future of finance. Our esteemed speaker for this session is none other than our alumni of 2017, Mr. Kumar Gaurav Verma. He has worked as the business development manager at Think and Learn Private Limited Byju's and is presently working as an associate senior manager at Byju's. He is one of the brightest students that our institution has ever had, and the institution is really very proud of him. So, without taking much more time, I would like to invite Mr. Kumar Gaurav Verma, and over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. So, very warm good evening to one and all present out here. I hope that I'm audible to all of you. And before I start, I would like to request everyone to turn on your camera so that I could actually see there's active participation from everyone. I would like to see your pretty faces, and everybody is working out here. So, really want to see that how you guys are doing. So it would, give me some energy to talk something rather than it feel like the people are, just sleeping. Maybe this you just joined and nobody's looking at me. So it's my request and humble request from everyone to turn on your camera, because if we would have been a physical met, definitely would have seen each other. So it would be very nice if everybody could turn on the camera, in case if you're not finding any difficulty with the internet. So thank you so much for this warm welcome, Doipoyan, and thank you so much, our head of the department, Mr. Dharampal Singh. So I'm not that kind of a brightest student actually. I was also one of the 9 pointer, but yeah, I was not the topper. So I'm not that brightest kind of student, yes, but I was a kind of 9 pointer. Was always, here and there, always roaming from one department to another department in search of something, because I've been never into full classes, except for some of the classes. I used to go to some other classes, always roaming here and there. So that was a kind of a scenario in my journey that happened to JS College of Engineering, and I completed my BTech from Computer Science Engineering from 2017. And presently, I'm working as an associate senior manager with Think and Learn Private Limited by Juice. And it's been my 2.5 year of career with this organization. So this was my first and probably would be the last organization I'm going to work for, because I've seen the career growth and that organization that I'm working for. So I would again like to express my gratitude towards the entire staff faculty members of JS College of Engineering to take this pain in organizing such a wonderful event for today, during this pandemic situations also. And make that clear case, education doesn't need any kind of medium to travel. You can definitely learn from anywhere at any point of time. Thank you so much, Dr. Dharampal Singh. And I would like to express my gratitude towards Ms. Debasri Mitra, our associate professor from JS College of Engineering, Computer Science and Engineering. And of course, one of my favorite ma'am. Actually, she uh, was my sister kind of a ma'am itself, because she used to do the Raksha Bandhan with us and we used to get some gift also in return. So it was very nice, my time with College of Engineering. So before a further ado, I would definitely like to start my topic for the day, which is cryptocurrency. It is one of the hottest topic right now that everybody actually can see, because I would have seen that some of the people used to do some post on WhatsApp on status that, hi, I'm investing on cryptocurrency, bitcoins and all. So even I was also very much worried about this topic, that what exactly this is all about, because I do have 10 publications on cryptography and network security, with two publications of image processing also, which I have done under Debasri Mitra ma'am. So I was pretty much aware about the cryptography, but because right now I'm into business development kind of a field, so I'm nowhere related to computer science engineering. So I really wanted to learn more. I decided to go for this topic so that I could also learn something new and give deliver something which is valuable. So before a further ado, I would definitely start my knowledge of today for cryptocurrency. So, and what, at least I would also like to thank all of you, the audience, because you are the only one who's going to make this evening so special to me and everyone. Because without your presence, there's nothing. Thank you so much for joining. Let's start the beginning of the topic for today, that is cryptocurrency. Please raise your hands in case if you see that my screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start the discussion about the topic that is cryptocurrency, redefining the future of India. That is in terms of finance. So before this particular topic only, we'll have some topic to discuss about currency. That exactly how does it came from? Everybody would be knowing about it for sure, but I will just give a brief introduction about the same so that we can discuss in a better way. So since the time was immemorial, currency has been an integral part of our lives. Today, nobody can think about their life without money. I don't know that if anybody is here who can tell me here I can survive without money. You may survive without a water for a day, but you cannot survive without money for a day, because to buy a water also today you need money, because we're staying in a country where we have to pay for water also. There's nothing comes for free. So let's discuss about the currency part, that how exactly it came, what is the originations of it. So what was the mode of communications, a kind of a currency when the people were actually in the cave era? So in the cave era, basically there was a barter system. I think everybody is aware of it, that what is the barter system. So what basically the barter system is all about. In the barter system, basically, there was like one of the people are having something and another people have something else. They both want to exchange. So barter system means that you have something to give and another person is also ready to take that. In return, he want to give you something, then we can actually work with the barter system. So barter system has a different kind of limitations too. So in this barter system, one of the guys telling that I have 7 apples, I would like to give you the 7 apples. Will you give me the particular orange in return? So that is what the barter system is all about. But again, the barter system also lost in the impact because there were different kind of limitation and flaws. The first flaws that exactly came into the barter system was that people requirement that need to be coincide. Suppose I need mango and somebody has apple, right? I need mango and somebody has apple. So both the things has to be measured, that I will only take mango when the another person also will need the apple. So that is the barter system, that both of the things requirement should be coincide. So finding such person would be difficult, that exactly the requirements gonna match. The second limitation to it, there is no common measurement of the value. Like right now, just suppose for an example I took in the last slide, that was a 7 apples. It can happen that somebody would ask for the 20 apples. So there is no particular kind of a measurement. There's no fixed value associated to it. Again, not all the goods can be divided or subdivided. Like if you are carrying a cow with you, you cannot divide a cow into different parts and can tell them, you please take it and give it me in return, right? And again, the something is, all the goods you cannot participate, you cannot travel from one place to another place. So there are different kind of limitations from this barter system. So what happened after realizing the entire fact, this barter system is not working, and several different kind of iterations happen in later, the modern currency that exactly we know today is come into the existence. So how did it started from? Basically, we can see the limitations of the money. In 1100 in BC, an official currency was first maintained. Okay, and after that, there was the gold plated florins that introduced in the era of 1250 AD. And then we have from 1600 AD to 1900 AD, the paper currency that is exactly we are using right now. So that is the modern currency of today, the paper and the coin. So let's see about the modern currency that we include today. So the modern currency includes today our paper currency and coins. We have credit cards and different kind of digital wallets like Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay, Amazon Pay. These all are the part of the modern currency, which is basically there is a controller. There is a government who's looking after it. It's being controlled by the central government systems. Now let's see what happened. There's a particular scenario that I'm taking an example for. You went to a restaurant to have food and your friend paid on behalf of you, and you are telling that I will transfer your money in return. I will definitely transfer you to your bank account. So what is the scenario here? You are going to transfer the money to the receiver because he's your friend who's a receiver, and you are the sender. So the money will directly not comes from your account directly to receiver, right? That you're sending from your pocket, it's going to the receiver's pocket. There is a mediator, that is a bank. So you are sending the money to the bank, and from bank the receiver is getting the money. So there are different kind of situation that can happen. I think most of you would have realized also these things and would have also experienced when you're transferring from Google Pay, it actually comes Google server is down, server issues, right? There are different kind of situations that are going to come. So there are different kind of technical issues also can happen. Although if the transaction was successful, there are different kind of chances that can happen. First of all, there's a technical issues at the bank. The bank server is down, server is not accepting the payments right now, so the payment will not be successful. Sometimes it happens that amount get debited and it takes 2 or 3 days also to get in return, right? In that situations, we are finding difficulties. The user accounts also can hacked because it's a bank account. Anybody can hack also. If there is a good hacker who is knowing about the amount transactions going to happen in that bank, automatically you can hack the account and can also get the money from returns. And also the transfer, also the limit to the accounts. It may happen that you have limited to the exceed transfers, that you cannot transfer now to the more fund in that particular account. So there are different kind of limitations of the modern currencies also. And that's why the future of currency lies between the cryptocurrency. So first of all, why do we need cryptocurrency is because the modern currency that we are using right now, there also have some kind of limitations. So let's begin the world of the cryptocurrency now. So what is basically cryptocurrency? Let's talk about it. How does cryptocurrency started, in which era it started, the evaluation of the cryptocurrency. So 2009 basically, Mr. Satoshi, he started with the minds of the first Bitcoin, and he started with the first cryptocurrency, that is Bitcoin. After that, Litecoins came in 2011, then Ripple, and carry on today till 2018, we have EOS, that is basically blockchain-based infrastructure, that is dApps. So the future is basically DeFi system. And what is the DeFi system basically? It is completely decentralized finance. So we're looking about the same for the future right now. Let's breaking down the term that basically what is contents, it's cryptocurrency, what is crypto, what is blockchain, what is smart contract. So I hope that if people who are actually from the computer science background, you would have studied about cryptography and network security. So cryptography is basically it's cryptocurrency here. It actually has a word called crypto, which also originated from the same thing, that is cryptography. So cryptocurrency is basically a digital currency that is derived from cryptographic encryption techniques designed to protect the network. So there is also happening of encryptions and decryption of the messages, like we used to do ciphertext, plain text. The same thing also going to work out here in the cryptocurrency part. It is also kind of an encrypted and decrypted kind of a money, which has a security enhancement available. It is using a kind of an algorithm called blockchain algorithm. So blockchain is nothing the different kind of small kind of a packets or a block that are getting added, and we are adding a blocks when new entity is going to add it to the bitcoins. So the blockchains are basically, these are underlying technology for cryptocurrency, a public ledger that record the transactions digitally. You would have done in kind of accounts also the general laser. So this is also kind of a ledger that also record the transaction digitally. And we have the smart contracts here. An irreversible contract, that smart contract basically it is irreversible kind of a contract that is built on code that exists on blockchains itself. That is enable anonymous contact. That means it's not necessary that people who are you're going to transfer the money, it's completely known. The name should also mention. It is completely can anonymous. So it's working on the anonymous phenomena. Let's imagine a transaction system that exactly what happened when you're transferring the money in future in types of cryptocurrency. You have a Bitcoin kind of money with you. The currency you have is Bitcoin. You have 5 Bitcoin with you. Okay. You want to transfer to someone else, that anonymous. It is actually asking you for a message. Are you sure that you want to transfer the money, 5 Bitcoin to other? When you put into yes, the processing will happen. And what will happen? The payment will be transferred from the user's account. It will go to the receiver's account, right? So sender has sent the money, receiver has received the money. There is no kind of chaining of any kind of banks, any kind of other third party system who's actually going to ask you that why the money has been transferred. There's no any kind of protocols going to lie behind in between who's monitoring and governing the amount of money going to transfer here. It is very smooth way of transference, right? So as of 2018, there are more than 1600 cryptocurrencies available, and the popular cryptocurrency that exactly we're going to discuss today would be about Bitcoin and Ethereum. Litecoin and Zcash is also the one of the part of that particular money. Now let's see basically what is the cryptocurrency. As I already discussed about, it's a digital virtual currency that is meant to medium of exchange. So here is also medium of exchange. So what is the different kind of features about cryptocurrency? First of all, the first currency feature is there's no limit that how many units can exist. As you think that there's a limit, sorry, there's a limit that how many units can exist. So in terms of cryptocurrency, like say for an example, if you're using Bitcoin, we have 21 millions as an unit to be exist. We cannot go more than 21 million, right? So we have 21 million in case of cryptocurrency, in case of Bitcoin. So we have a limitations that how many Bitcoin you can have in total. Then again, it's easily verify the transfer for the funds. Why it easily verifies? Because it actually works on cryptographic techniques called blockchains and SHS algorithms. So that actually going to enhance that, okay, the currency is going to transfer smoothly without any kind of intervention, without any kind of hacking. So here nobody can hack the system and can take your money in between. Third part is it is completely operating independent of bank. There is no kind of bank or third party involvement. It completely from users, peer to peer kind of a network, that peer to peer network, the same way it's going to work out. It also allows new units to be added only after certain conditions are met. Now, when you want to, add something more, the new units want to add in that particular system. So there are certain conditions. Like suppose if I have to organize a seminar, so what should be the system? There are certain protocol to organize a seminar or webinar, like how many people could participate, what time the speaker could start the topic, what should be the topic. So when we know the certain conditions, okay, with these conditions are met, then only we start a particular entry. The same way the cryptocurrency also work out. So when you know about that, okay, there's many certain protocols, there's many certain rules or certain conditions have been met, then only we can go to the next and we can add the new system in cryptocurrency. So what makes cryptocurrency special? The spot important point is we need to discuss why cryptocurrencies are very, very special to us. First of all, it has little to no transition cost. I think that all of you would have seen a messages that exactly would come into the newses and all, that now Google Pay, Phone Pay, this kind of wallets are going to charge the transaction amount. If you are going to do some transaction, there would be a transaction cost. In Bitcoin, in kind of cryptocurrency, there is actually no cost as of now. Or it is there, it's very, very low, which is negligible, completely. But now, if you do the transfer from your Paytm account, if you have money in your Paytm wallet, and if you transfer it to your bank account, it charges some amount, the transaction cost, right? So here there is no kind of transaction cost in cryptocurrencies. The second point is it is 24 into 7 access to the money. In case there is a medical emergency at your home, you want to transfer some amount, but your Google Pay and Phone Pay is not working. And if you want to transfer to directly to a hospital's account, we don't have the hospital account with you. If you want to add that in kind of NEFT or RTGS transfer, it also takes some time to add a beneficiary. In such cases, what we have an options. We try to call our one of our relatives is nearby and can go and deposit the money to the bank or to the hospital. But in case of cryptocurrency, it is 24 into 7 accessible. There is no any kind of server issues, limitations. You can do the transfer at any point of time from anywhere. There is no limits on purchase and withdrawals in cryptocurrencies. Like when you go to the bank or ATM, there is a limitations that 10,000 rupees maximum you can withdraw in a day in different kind of banks. But here there is no any kind of withdrawal or purchase kind of accessibility. Like in your credit cards, you have a limit that you cannot go beyond that limit. There is freedom for anyone to use. It's not like the people who actually want to use only they can use, or they have to be a particular part of this country or something. No, anybody can use the cryptocurrency and the value for all would be the same. And international transactions are faster. For today, if you see that how long it takes to transfer from international bank account to Indian account, if one of your relative is living in US or somewhere, they're going to transfer some account balance to you. If they want to transfer some amount to you, it almost take half of the day to get the amount reflected to your bank account. But in terms of cryptocurrency, when you transfer it's a matter of fraction of seconds only. So it's so fast in terms of money transfers. Let's see how exactly the cryptocurrency works and what is crypto in this cryptocurrency. As we have already discussed about, this is a cryptographic method that has encryption and decryption to secure communication in the presence of the third parties with its ill intent. So how does it exactly work? So the cryptography, basically what exactly the cryptography require? In this cryptocurrency, we have an algorithm called SHA-256 in terms of Bitcoin. There is a public key that the user is going to share that everyone. And there would be a private key, which is act like a digital signature for the user. So suppose that a computer algorithm is there, that there is an SHA algorithm, one of the particular amount you want to transfer. So what's going to happen here? There's an algorithm. It's an algorithm. There is a private key and there is a public key. So now let's see some, for example, about the transactions. One of the transaction has to take place. We are doing a Bitcoin transaction. So these are the transaction details available. I want to do that transaction to the party. So first, what will happen? The transaction happen through the SHA-256 algorithm. It will go there. Okay, then it has to pass through the signature of the algorithm with the user's private key. So the user who's going to the transfer the amount, they have a particular private key with them. So what will happen? They have to use the private key to pass that particular signature and the signed algorithm for the users. Then there will be a digital signature verifications. When you verify that, digitally signed output will come here. Then digitally signed output will go to the distractions, and it is going to distributing the output across the networks, which the senders has with the public key. So you're going to send this message along with the public key to the person who's going to take that money from you, the transaction from you. Once that verification gonna happen, then the particular person will receive the amount. That means a new block can added. When you go to a new transaction in terms of cryptocurrency, that means we are adding a new block. So you can see this is basically a general structure of the SHA-256 algorithm, how difficult it looks like. So when the encryption is so difficult, let's talk about how decryption will definitely work out. So if anybody would like to decrypt that message, would be very, very difficult for them, because hacking is not possible in such scenario when you're having a strong encryption message. That is why it's very, very secure mode of transfers. Now today, basically, there are two major cryptocurrency that are available in market, and basically people are using the majority. So among one of them is Bitcoin, another is the Ether. So let's discuss about both of them. What is basically Bitcoin and what is the basically Ether? So Bitcoin is basically the form of the digital currency, and it is also decentralized. That means there is no any kind of a central bank involvement. It is cryptocurrency using algorithm SHA-256, and there is no any kind of monitor from the form of banks. Okay, it uses the blockchain performance. The blockchains basically that is adding more and more blocks when a new entity is going to add in form of a block here. So there will be a blockchain algorithm that SHA-256. It uses that algorithm to perform the transaction on peer-to-peer network. That is basically from one point directly to the another point. There is no communication in between. It's peer-to-peer network connections. Talking about the Ether currency, basically, it is also acceptable in Ethereum network. Basically, this is only work on Ethereum network. When you have the Ethereum network, then only you will be working with the Ether currency. Ethereum network also block on the blockchain technology only, also to create an open and source platform to build and deploy the decentralized applications. So here the basic difference I'll definitely discuss in further slides, where we are going to discuss about the similarity and dissimilarity between both of the cryptocurrencies and their values. So as of now, just for a user, if you are new to this topic, you just understand that both of them are using the algorithm of blockchains, and these are basically cryptocurrencies for us, which are widely used. Now let's talk about the different kind of benefits of this. So how basically what is the similarity between both of them, that is Bitcoin and Ether networks, that Ether currency with you. So both of the similarity, the unit of currency that is powered by Ethereum, they are the first one. Both of them are the biggest and the most valuable cryptocurrencies right now. So if you have seen that people do ask me when they tell me rather than investing so much of money somewhere else, I would have invested a lakh on Bitcoin. Today I would have earned something more. Okay. So we would have earned so much of money. That means most of the people are familiar with the term called Bitcoin or Ether. So both of them are widely and the biggest and the most valuable cryptocurrencies as of now. Both of them are using the one algorithm, that is the blockchain only, for the currency proof of the work, and they're widely across in the world. Now let's talk about what is the different kind of differences between both of them. Then why we have a Bitcoin and Ether and a difference when they're using the same kind of algorithm. So in Bitcoin, basically, the Bitcoin is used to send money to someone. Then you can send one money to some other person here, right? It is peer-to-peer kind of a connections. But what happened in Ether, it actually terms that the currency in the Ethereum network only. So when there is a person or there is a entity in the Ethereum network, then only the money transfer can happen. So Ethereum network is important in Ether. That's what the term is known as Ether. So the Bitcoin transactions are manual. You have to do the manual entry that you want to confirm the transactions, then only it can happen. It cannot happen automatically. But in Ethereum network, we have both of them. The transaction can happen manual and it can also happen automatic also. Like there is a certain sort of protocols and rules. If you have already defined an algorithm, the particular transaction will pass through all of that algorithm that you have already set for them to make an automatic transactions, and it will take the automatically transactions from there. In terms of a Bitcoin transfers, basically, it takes minimum or maximum, you can say, 10 minutes to perform a transaction. So Bitcoin is basically a slow kind of a transition. It takes 10 minutes to perform a transition. And it is actually used for the money, like for the real world kind of transactions. But in comparable to the Ether is basically one of the fastest transitions on count of cryptocurrency. It only takes about 20 seconds to finish one transactions. And where exactly it is used? It is used to power the Ethereum network and power real life transactions. Again, talking about the limitations of Bitcoins and Ether. So Bitcoin, there are basically limit that how many Bitcoin can exist. It is 21 million as of now. For the Ether, basically we have 100 millions. That definitely that Ether is expected to be continuous, but not expected to exceed this. Still, there is no complete fixed numbers for Ether, but yes, we have expected that it will not exceed more than 100 millions. Talking about Bitcoin, it is actually used for the transaction involving goods and services, but here in the Ether, it is actually used for the blockchains to create a laser that trigger a transaction when the condition is met. So when you'll be using a network for Ether, you'll be making a laser. That means the laser will be digitally laser will be created. So when that criteria, when you want to do a transaction, that automatic transaction is going to happen. When that laser going to meet the criteria that you have provided, if that all conditions are going to met, then only the transfer can happen in Ether network, in Ether kind of cryptocurrency. But in Bitcoin, there is no any kind of automatic kind of transfers. You have to do the manual entries here. So it's a real life and including the goods and services. Talking about the values as of now and what kind of algorithm both are using. So in Bitcoin, we're using SHA 256 for hashing, which is a process of obtaining the address of the block. So it actually work on the address of the block. We have to find out what is the address of that particular block. From there, we have to work on the particular algorithm to create the currencies and create an entity of a block. But in the Ether network, basically Ethereum, it uses the ETHAS algorithm, that is ETHAS algorithm for hashing. So the algorithm is also very, very different in both of the scenarios. Coming to the point of the values. So as of 3rd July 2018, one Bitcoin equal to 7,668 US dollar, wherein that Ether, that is Ethereum, it actually costs 464 US dollar, the value of the both the coins.
20,000 eddies on buying them yourself. Now, if you didn't know, the Mantis Blades are a stupidly fun melee weapon.
Yes, is there anyone who's asking a question? Yes. Is there anyone who's asking any question here?
No.
Okay, thank you. So now let's talk about the real values of the cryptocurrencies. So what is going to happen in future? So the crypto will be the investment in tomorrow's, that is in a financial system. And it is basically the DeFi system, that is decentralized finance. There would not be any kind of central monitoring of your finance. Okay. So you can see about the payments, about the value storage, about the stabilis icons and different kind of privacy. So what are the payments mode you can have here, like at Bitcoin, Stellar, Dash, Ripple, right? Value storage, as the total supply of the money, the cryptocurrencies are limited here right now. This is scarcity influence their values, that is Bitcoin and Litecoins. So you can see different kind of systems and different kind of their topics here. Now, how can a cryptocurrency can be used? So as we discussed right now, there are different kind of modes that we can use the cryptocurrencies. So the cryptocurrencies can be used with the help of Bitcoin. Right now, most familiar terms from cryptocurrency is Bitcoin, which is actually using this peer-to-peer network, and we are going to transfer the amount. So these are the basically the master role player as of now today. That is in tech, it is IBM, Microsoft, banks and finance. You can see the JP Morgans. Everybody is there who's actually the potential across many domains, and they are the worldwide and the private public across the recognizing it. So these are the cryptocurrency system that is growing rapidly in these different kind of systems in private sectors and public sectors, and also in the applications. Applications like wallets will be having the payments like different kind of Bitcoins wallets would be available. Banking will be available for us. Cross-border transactions would be available. In terms of public actors, you can see that we have organizations, central banks, governments. In China also, you can see in Saudi Arabia, most of the people are now having familiar with this kind of cryptocurrencies only. Now, again to the topic about what is the future of cryptocurrency. So as of now, many of people would have heard about when you talk about cryptocurrency, there are so many governments and so many people who actually are going to oppose about cryptocurrency. Talking to the point of that, who are the supporters, like where in one of the other hand, like Bill Gates, like Alerts and Richard Branson, who are actually going to communicate and they're actually promoting cryptocurrencies. On the other hand, there are people who are actually the Nobel winner, like Richard Thaler, Programment, and they are the Nobel Prize winner who are actually going to against about cryptocurrency. They feel like the
So
cryptocurrency
is
is
it
going
main
to
effect?
enhance more amount of uh, you can say about criminal activities and wars among the nations, because it's completely anonymous kind of entry that happen in the blockchains. So there are people who are actually against to this cryptocurrencies. At the same hand, there are people who are actually going to promote it, like Bill Gates. Now, this is the biggest picture for tomorrow that is going to become the cryptocurrencies, about the privacy, about the access, about the security, programmable money, efficiency. That is, there is no loss, a kind of a paper also when you're using Bitcoins. So this is what that I want to discuss for today about the small introduction about cryptocurrency and about the future. There are different, many more applications of it that we would have discussed, but the time is also a constraint and the topic is also very vast to discuss. So without a further ado, I'm open for the question answer round. Yes, can I have a question from Pratnadeep Biswas?
Sir, how is this cryptocurrency?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yes.
Please one by one.
I would request you guys to turn on your camera
Okay,
so
I
that I
will
could
ask.
see who is asking the question.
Sir, may I ask?
Yeah, sure. Please, Pratnadeep.
Sir, I have some problem with my webcam. Please don't mind, sir. But I am
Sure.
asking my question. Sir, judging from the example of Bitcoin, I know that cryptocurrency is very important in making the decentralized finance.
Yes.
But sir, how far or how much time will it take to be fully active in it in our country?
Yeah, sure. I
And what are the
definitely.
prospects for now if someone
Yeah.
go with the blockchain?
Yeah, sure. I'll tell you. See, basically, if you're talking about our country only, I don't. It's completely depend upon that how much active you are in terms of adapting a new technology. Talking about the present situation that we're right now sitting at home and doing everything online, we would have never thought in our mind that we will be going. India would be having online kind of studies for this child. We had a kind of mentality that study can only happen when you're going to school. But today we have changed the perception because necessity is the mother of invention. So today we need it, automatically it happens. So when we are talking about India, in our currency, in our country, that how actually to adapt a new technology, it takes so many years, right? And yeah, I agreed with that. That Supreme Court have already given the green card to the cryptocurrency. But I'll tell you, to be very honest, to adapt it, it completely the political leaders are going to play a big role in it. It completely depend upon you. So if you want to
So,
adapt
sir,
it,
what
you
can be
have
the
to adapt.
reaction of the investor or the
Yeah, tell me.
okay, sir, but what can be the reaction of the financial authorities in adopting the technology?
So I don't feel so there would be different huge changes on that, because anyhow you are
I
going
mean,
to,
will they accept it?
obviously it's completely depend upon person to person, right? As I told you that today we have a person like Bill Gates who's actually promoting it, but there are people who are Nobel Prize winner in economics, that is like Richard Thaler, they're against it, right? So it completely depend upon that how effective you feel for you. Like today, if you want to take something, first you have to decide whether it's a need or not. So any sales part happen when you have the need of it.
So I have a question.
Okay, sir, another last question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Uh, sir, coming to the smart contracts, what language do you prefer for making it? I mean, is it Solidity or Viper or anything you suggest?
Yeah, see, in times of the smart contract, it's depend upon that First of all, before making a smart contract, we have to first analyze by using the both the things that you're talking about. But Vipers would be the one of the thing that exactly people would prefer.
But sir, there are a lot of examples with Solidity more than Viper.
Yes, definitely there are. I'm telling
Yes,
you that
yeah, that's
that's
the
what I'm
question.
telling you. I'll tell you to be very honest. You would have bought a packet of Lays of 10 rupees packet, right? 10 rupees chips packet. But what happened? What is the content of it?
Okay,
It's just of 1 rupee, right? So the 9 rupees, you're actually happily paying 10 times of it
yeah,
because you feel like it's good. And you do understand that's a junk food, it's going to be bad for your health. It's also about the marketing, right?
I got you, sir. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. But sir, and sir, what can be the what can we say about its security?
Sorry, I didn't get your
Means
questions
it's the
properly.
network also can be hacked by.
Yeah, that's
Sir,
what
I
I'm
want to
talking
ask
about. Yeah, sure.
you about
Networks can also
the
be
security
hacked.
analysis.
Security, right? That's what we are using in secure algorithm. If you look into the SHA algorithm as of now that they are using for Bitcoin, what is the kind
Hmm.
of a currency involvement here? Because there is no third party involvement, right? When you have a centralized system that you're actually having a bank,
Yes, sir.
from there
But
you're transferring the money.
uh,
Then only the third system, the hacker can actually intimate and can take the money out of it.
so actually, this
Uh,
is a big question. How people will trust if there is no bank, as it is decentralized now.
Yes. You want to know that how
So, sir,
people
can
would
you
trust?
suggest me some courses or resources? Because very less materials are available in internet.
Yeah, for sure. If you're looking about cryptocurrencies and all, you can also follow Simply Learn's topic. There are different kind of resources available with Simply Learn, and there are other online academics like Unacademies and all who are actually providing some kind of upgrade educational program where you can actually take a part in. So I'm not having much idea about all those things because
Okay.
yeah, but I could just suggest you the same. Yes.
Thank you very
Sir,
much.
hello, sir,
That's all.
hello.
Yes, please.
I do
Yes,
have a
Sir, I have
next Pro
some.
Tool. Next. Acha. Okay.
Hello, can I ask?
Yes.
Yes, sir. I am asking about this solution of the sir difficulties which cryptocurrency is facing in global market or in India
Mhm.
to get a wide market. Because sir, I think in India cryptocurrency is not allowed on that range.
Yeah, I'm telling to be very, that's what I told you. Right now, because for us, it is very new thing. People are not much more aware about this Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies, right? But as of your age group, you would have seen so many people of your friends probably, they would have posted on WhatsApp a screenshot, a kind of a status that I'm using cryptocurrency and this investment and all, right? People now having an idea. So it's completely depend upon the educational and it completely depend upon the knowledge you are actually having for something, then only you can adopt it. There are so many things which are actually banned but people does, right? In coming to the point of cryptocurrency, that whether we have to use it or not, first you have to sure about having a proper knowledge about it. When you utilize it, automatically you have to think about yourself.
Sir, don't you think that if cryptocurrency is allowed on that range, then financing in terrorism is a large thing?
Yeah, definitely.
Because sir,
I
that
agree
will
with your point that
very
financing in kind of terrorism would definitely may increase when you are
yeah,
using cryptocurrencies because criminal activities do happen with the help of cryptocurrencies also. But again,
like the way
talking,
Tor works, sir.
yes,
Like the way Tor browser works, there is many Silk roads. So
yes.
if we allow cryptocurrency, then don't you think that terrorism is also arise?
See, everything has a boon and a curse, right? If you're also
Yes.
using right now the cash or the fund that you have dollars or Indian INR currencies, it is also increasing the criminal activities and all. It's not like only the cryptocurrency can increase, but again, in subject to the change of transfer of funds from one place to another, it will become easier. So if you think that it may increase the criminal activities automatically when you start something on a higher scale, you also have to look into the security part of it. It is already a kind of an encryption, decryption kind of a coding thing that we're using it. Automatically, people and companies, because nowadays on another single day, you can see different kind of cryptocurrencies being launched. So automatically in future, we'll be having such currency that will be in the meanwhile, where you can also monitor and regular the amount of criminal activities or different kind of funds that is going to be there in different another unofficial records.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, just one ask question. How miners work? You told me, and we also know that cryptocurrency is a one-to-one transaction. But
Mhm.
in that case, how miners work? How they get paid, or how they earn money, or something like that?
Yeah, see, this is basically a peer-to-peer kind of network. Can you just brief me about your question once? What kind of miners you're talking about?
Sir, for example, Bitcoin miners.
Yes,
Bitcoin is a decentralized cryptocurrency, one-to-one
yes.
transaction. But how the miners, I mean, sir, how they get earn money, or how they work actually, since it is a one-to-one transaction, so there are no third-party people. So I just wanted to know how.
See, it's not like a third party that you are not able to earn from here. Third party involvement here is there is no any kind of centralized system working in between. Like there is no any bank wherein you are, if you are transferring a money, like when you transfer from Google Pay. So what happened? There is a server for the bank, right? If your bank server is not available, you are not able to transfer the fund to the other people. So here in the Bitcoins, what basically happened, the third party means there is no any kind of centralized system going to work out. So the people who is needy, the people who is going to transfer the fund can transfer from each other.
Uh,
Hello.
Yes, I think there is some network issues. I'm getting very less voice. Yes, please.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Hello, good
So,
evening, sir.
my
Can you
question,
just 1 minute, 1 minute? Can you please talk one on one?
Sir, may I?
1 minute. Who is there?
Sir, Ashirwad Datta.
Yes, Ashirwad, please tell me.
Sir, as you have already mentioned that this cryptocurrency is a little bit tight security. But
Mm-hmm.
sir, is it totally 100% secured? Because sir, as per previous reports, India was a little bit attacked by ransomware, and hacker used these bitcoins. So
Yes, yes.
is
You
bitcoins
tell
is
me first
100%
of all.
secure?
Sure. No, there is nothing called 100%. There is no perfection. Nobody is perfect and nobody is 100% secure. But and when I'm talking about when we are using cryptography technologies in transferring something comparable to something which we have right now without any kind of encryption and decryption using methods technology, that means that this messages would be secure comparable to others one. But of course, there is no 100% security. Nothing is actually perfect. You cannot have a perfectionism in everything.
sir,
Okay, sir.
Yes.
I have a question quite similar to it. So, as we know that even the best of the programs have some vulnerabilities, like memory leaks and many things are there. So, in this very system, what is the scope for bug bounties, or what are the vulnerabilities while the
Yeah.
thing is clean?
Yeah. See, first of all, as you ask about, perfectionisms, I think that people do know that Apple is one of the best brand today sellers in mobile phones, right?
Yes, sir.
But if you look into the ratings of it and look into the comments, everybody doesn't make the positive comment, that even that doesn't have a perfectionisms. In the same way, when you're talking about something 100% secure, nobody can come out with a product which can give you 100% assurity. But of course, when we have something incomparable to others, like when you compare iPhone with your different mobile phones available in the market, you will find out the values, you will find out the facilities, you will find out the services is much better than comparable to others. That is what we are gonna do, that we're gonna buy that phone incomparable to the others. Same to point with the bitcoins or cryptocurrency. When we're using cryptocurrencies, in cryptocurrencies, that means we are actually having a kind of currency which doesn't have any kind of centralized system. It is completely decentralized and can give me enhancement of transferring the amount in a fraction of seconds, and that too having an encryption and decryption kind of technology without any kind of exchange of the money from international to national parts also. Like when you are converting the money from INR to dollar, international exchanges also, It's completely a one part of money.
Sir, the thing is like we know that there are developers like Apple developers, Mac
Yes,
developers, and Android developers.
yes,
And since Mac developers are paid more in the industry,
yes.
the thing is a bit more sophisticated. Just like this, the normal transactions, we should know that this cryptocurrency is way more sophisticated. So that means the wages would be higher here. Now I'm asking like, what is the scope for bug bounty here? Means from the field of a cybersecurity specialist. Means
Mhm.
why should they go there? Means why should you basically secure that system even more to get a bug bounty? Means what is the scope of it?
Yeah, you're talking about what is the scope of bug bounting in terms of cryptocurrency, right? See, talking about as of now, because encryption is completely depend upon your messages that you have the encryption technology that you are going to use. Okay. So as of update on to November 2020 that I have a record in, there were the double bounties that are exactly per crypto.com. That is exchange of margin and trading services. That was the record in November 2020. On 30th, they have update report on it. Okay. So if you're talking about standard bounting table, you can see that if you have critical bounting, that exactly rise between CVSS score that has been rated there. It is more than 9. That is in between 9 to 10. That is basically CVSS score bonding. And there is a reward to it. So we know that the people that are exactly going to make that bugs bounting. So we have ensured that the people who introduce the system of cryptocurrency to ensure that bug bounty doesn't happen much here, we have ensured that encryptions of the technology that we are using. That is what we have an algorithm SHA-256 here. If you look and go to the algorithm part, you will understand that how difficult is to design such kind of encryption technology. So decryption definitely going to happen a lot.
Okay, sir. Now, this one is a bit different question, but there are certain countries where there is a draconian rule which states that if a government wants to basically access into basically the civilians' accounts, anything it can be, they
Yes,
can. And but
yes,
some, service providers like let's say Facebook or anyone, they don't want to give us a data,
yes.
and that's why the thing like Google, Facebook, or something like that are banned in those countries. Now we all know about VPNs and how it works. Now,
Mhm.
how can Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies get famous in those kind of countries where there is a draconian rule? I mean,
See, this is completely dependent upon that how you want to adapt the technology and the changes, right? It is completely when you understand this is a need of your country, then only you will adapt it. If you will not feel so that this is not adaptable, because see the people like when we're talking about our India itself, not talk about other country. We have been known that we have got an SMS that our Facebook or WhatsApp profile would be checked in by the country. People to look into our data and profile that what exactly kind of communication messages are doing. If my wife is telling me hi and good night or love you kind of messages, I will not definitely allow a country or a government to look into my private messages. So there are something that we don't want to. If you're talking about your bank details, your cryptocurrencies also, that how much amount of money or currencies you're going to transfer, there is no limitations, but automatically there is an exceed and the rule, because it is very very hot topic. They've just started your kind of a currency distributions and kind of crypto and bitcoins. So automatically when we are adopting in a world where there will be new rules that will be coming into the system. It's not like the same system and the same rule will be followed again.
okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, my question is that if someone is thinking about building a career in cryptocurrencies, then what is
Yes.
the scope of building a career in cryptocurrencies in our country?
Yeah, see, again, you're talking about pertaining to a country. It is completely depend upon that how much people of your country is aware of this some this kind of things. Because right now, when I see my friends, my colleagues who post on WhatsApp status that they're going to invest in bitcoins and different kind of cryptocurrency because they think that they're getting more returns in it. So if you want to develop a career in a field of cryptocurrency part, of course, there is a very, very high scope, because right now talking about the future, because at 2020, when we're talking about in 2020 at present situations, you are not going to bank to withdraw a cash. You are using ATMs. Even now, you're using phone pay wallets also to transfer the money. So pertaining to the future, when we're talking about after 10, 15 years, in such situation, 25% of the global people will be taken care by cryptocurrencies itself, as per the research. So definitely those 25% people, our country would be one of them there, where the people would lead to that place. So you would have a very high scope in terms of cryptocurrency if you're really working towards Bitcoins or Ethers.
Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes, Mr. Bimal.
Sir, my question regarding cryptocurrency. First of all, good morning to everyone.
Yeah.
Sir, if I develop a Google Pay type any app, okay, sir,
Yes.
paying app, okay,
Yes.
and if I use cryptocurrency as the main things on that app,
Mhm.
how it's gonna help the people and how
Yeah.
it's gonna means take the place of the cash,
Yeah.
offline cash. So
Yeah,
can you
see,
explain?
this Bitcoins, this cryptocurrency already having with the kind of applications itself. You don't need to develop a Google Pay or something where you have to, transfer, because again, when you are using such wallets, the wallets are linked with your bank account and then the money is getting transferred from there. So when we're talking about Bitcoins and all, it already having this algorithm and blocking networks. In the blockchain, they're adding the new block and they're getting the transactions done. If you refer to the screenshot that I've shared in the PPT, that exactly it asks directly how much Bitcoin you want to transfer. You confirm it, you press it OK, it takes the processing, automatically the receiver will receive the Bitcoins.
Sir,
Yes, Mr. Vishwadeep.
sir, I have a question regarding that. Nowadays, many people are investing in cryptocurrency. So,
Yes.
question is how this is fruitful for them to invest in cryptocurrency and how the return comes. Actually, how the financial scheme works here.
Yeah, see, right now, basically in cryptocurrency, if you see, the values are not constant. They're also subject to change. If you would have seen the amount that people do invest in stock marketing, different kind of markets, right? When we do, right? So
Yes, sir.
there also they have a kind of investment. Every investment doesn't convert into a positive note. Some investment also result into expenditure. So talking about the future, that how much fruitful it will be, it is not really possible to answer 100% correctly. But as per the scenario, the market is actually running in terms of crypto, people are only getting profits as of now. So complete study of it and market study will give you the right answer of it.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Because we
So
people do
how to
invest money, right? So in all investment doesn't result into a positive come. Sometimes also investment result into expenditure.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
so how to select cryptocurrencies? Based on which factors we can say which cryptocurrency is good?
Yeah, if talk, see, first of all, when we're talking about which cryptocurrency to select, yeah, very good question, sir. See, right now, looking into the present market, there are the two cryptocurrency that is valuable and they're actually widely used, that is Bitcoin and Ether. So if you compare that, what is the value of that Bitcoin? How much amount of time or transition amount it exactly going to take to transfer that amount to one particular person from the receiver to senders, and what is the exchange rate there? So at present, if you look into the situations, I prefer that Ether would be the one of the best network. For that, we have to be the part of the Ethernet network and you can do the transitions. But if you're looking among that I want to do the transfer to public directly, that is peer-to-peer network, then we have to use the Bitcoin. It completely depends upon the situation of yours. But widely used right now, we have Bitcoins and Ether networks. Sir.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, nowadays there is another one cryptocurrency called Pi, and people installing their apps in phone and become a miner. And
Yes.
that's a very easy way to mine Pi cryptocurrency. And that's a very easy way to mine a cryptocurrency. So it's
Yes.
pretty much nowadays people are pretty much gain the knowledge that cryptocurrency is the thing that they can use in their daily life and they can invest in that their time and their money.
Yes.
So this kind of mobile apps features, like what is their future? of
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
people are
it's completely that
using
you're
the same.
talking about what is the future of cryptocurrency. See, as you told that about the Pi, and as I also discussed this right now, we are having more than 200 plus kind of cryptocurrencies, and on on a day-to-day basis, one or new another cryptocurrency is coming and getting launched, right? Because now people are aware of it. The developer of this kind of currencies are completely aware now. The people have this knowledge about cryptocurrency. So if we come with the best value and the less amount of service cost, automatically people will be using our product. So the future of this kind of services, cryptocurrencies, are definitely good looking to the present situations. And if we are having that mechanism to track the amount that is going for a kind of criminal activities and all, automatically it will be 100% secure transfer.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Gaurav, there are many questions in chat window also.
Yeah, I'll look into that. They're asking that what new technologies can replace cryptos in the future? See, I cannot predict the future that which kind of technology actually can come and replace with the cryptocurrencies, because this is also very new to me, as I'm not into the field of this working right now. But talking about the future, as of now, I have no idea, even no scope I can see by till 2025 or 2030 or something, that there will be a kind of another technology coming in removing cryptocurrencies. So basically there would be an improvement added to the cryptocurrency itself, that what are the flaws we have right now talking about cryptocurrencies, that people are not able to look into the criminal activities, and it can also increase the terrorisms. So automatically there will be different kind of future add on to the cryptocurrencies, which can reduce the risk of it. Okay, somebody is asking about, okay, what can you speak about what is cryptocurrency? Okay, so cryptocurrency, basically you can see there are two words, one is crypto, one is currency. Crypto is a kind of technologies where we're using encryption and decryptions. Encryption and decryptions coding actually work out there. So cryptocurrency is the secure mode of transfers, where exactly it happens directly from a kind of a blockchain adding.
Hello.
There is no any kind of physical involvement of the money like rupees or
Hello.
coin here. We actually have their own set of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoins and Ether. It is completely working with the help of encryption and decryption kind of messages. So there have an algorithm like SHA-256, which we are using during Bitcoin transfers. What is the scope of cyber security in cryptocurrency field? Of course, when you are talking about cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency is related to the kind of a networks where we'll be having encryption and decryption technologies to be used automatically to enhance the cyber security, because again the transaction is going to take place through the global. So we need the cyber security part to be very strong, so that we could also track and monitor about the fund that may going to transfer in terms of terrorism activities. So when you're talking about cryptocurrency, if we increase the cryptocurrency part in our country, automatically the cybersecurity part has to be increased a lot. So it is completely directly proportional. Yeah. Rumpa Mehta is asking, sir, how can I start this? Please tell me the starting process. So Rumpa, if you want to invest money or if you want to start cryptocurrency part, first of all, you have to understand from the person who's actually utilizing it right now. So they can actually share you with the link wherein you can download the application, have to start taking the blocks. So while entering your details, you will be definitely getting a block added, and you will be able to start the investing in cryptocurrencies. Are cryptocurrency a scam? No, cryptocurrencies are not a scam or something, wherein because it is completely globally and widely acceptable. Talking about the person who's actually investing and using it, like Bill Gates and all. So definitely there is no scam on it. There is a question that there is an application called CoinSwitch Kuber. where we can buy or sell cryptocurrency. What are your thoughts about it? I'm really sorry, I don't have any idea about it. I would have to go through it and then only I will be able to answer. I don't have any idea about that particular application as I'm not completely using that. In future, any problems comes for cryptocurrency, automatically when we are having something new, there would be some challenges. It's not a problems, it would be in terms of a challenges, which would come with the solutions.
From audience, if you have any question, write down in the chat section.
Is there any transaction issue when the where will people can go to solve these problems? Like nowadays, we are going to bank or contact do solve our problem. For that particular thing, only Papun, cryptocurrency is coming because in cryptocurrency there is no any kind of transactions failure kind of messages that you wanna got. Like when the because it is not centralized, you are directly trying transfer to peer-to-peer network. If there is a connection loss, the transfer will not work out. The currency transfer will only happen when you actually going to send the transactions from peer-to-peer network when there is a proper strong connections. So we don't have any kind of third party here, like there is a transaction failure or something. It happens and within the fraction of seconds only, the transaction will be going successful. Which cryptocurrency is best to buy today? It completely dependent upon the requirement of yours. First of all, we have to look into that which cryptocurrency is usable for you, like you will be able to access it throughout and people are more aware of it. So as of now, I can suggest Bitcoin, which definitely you can invest and can go through it because it has a good return. Who will manage all cryptocurrency of IR? Basically, you will be the owner. So you have to decide that what kind of amount and what kind of transactions are going to take place from there. Yeah, so which are the companies who are implementing cryptocurrencies in India? So as of now, as I have shown you also that we have Amazon right now working out with it, who is actually, increasing more amount of cryptocurrencies. In future, will be also coming with for some good multinational companies who are going to invest in cryptocurrencies. So Manoj sir, which startup or corporates are market leaders in India? See, I don't have much idea about the startups or the corporates who are the market leaders in India. Coming to the point of the news, if you look into the biggest investment and the people who are actually getting good amount of money, our organization is one of them where exactly I'm going to work from Byju's, a learning application. We can see that right now we're into $1 billion company in just 9 years. So the marketing part of that company is really good. And it's also a global leader in the fund of organizations as of now. Difference between miners and investors in cryptocurrencies. So somebody sending slangs, why you don't block, please. Can we create a cryptocurrency? See, it's not like that is a kind of a algorithm that you are going to make and create cryptocurrency. To create, obviously there is a one person, there is somebody who has created like Bitcoins, Ether and all. You can definitely be a developer of cryptocurrency applications. Is cryptocurrency completely legal in India? As of now, we have got the green card, but people have not yet accepted because there is a lack of knowledge. There's a lack of education also. So I don't feel so that right now people would promote in India most. But yes, the people who are at young age group in between 20 to 35 or 40 automatically will start investing in terms of cryptocurrency because they are getting a better returns in future. Yeah, you could apply for block fee. In case if you really want to interested, you can definitely apply for a block fee. One Bitcoin equal to how much rupees? Actually, I have given to that in terms of a dollar. So because internationally acceptable point, if you look into, it's dollar, Bitcoin and this Ether, both are terms into the dollars only. So if you want to convert, it depends upon the INRs to dollar conversions. So right now, one Bitcoin is equal to $7,668. So one of the question is, sir, if it become legal, will not be the middle people or broker? Yeah, of course. See, when you're talking about if it become legal, it's not like everybody is going to adopt it, right? Of course, there are so many things that has been maintained, that has been announced, that has to be maintained. Okay, it's illegal now to doing it. But can you see that everybody is accepting it? Of course, the middle people who are not able to do, who doesn't have that much of educational program right now, like we have made online transactions and all to be successful, do online transactions. But what happened right now? Everybody cannot do it. So when you make it, it's not like it's mandatory. You are making it legal. There is a difference between making a something called mandatory. Like right now, present situation is that it is making mandatory, like when you are going outside, you have to wear a mask. It is a mandatory part. It's not a legal part. So there is a difference between a legal and mandatory things. It be legal, but it's not like everybody must have to utilize the cryptocurrency only. So for the data that I have provided you right now for the Bitcoin, it is as per the dollar, and it depends upon that which dollar you want to prefer for. Like dollar to INR conversion, it depends upon the rates for the today.
So thank you, Gaurav. I think you have
Yeah, there is
quite
one more question, ma'am, which is basically it about Kraken.
okay.
So basically, Kraken is nothing. It is a US-based cryptocurrency that is an exchange. So it has been founded in 2011, and the exchange provides cryptocurrency to flat the trading and also provide the price information to the Bloomberg terminals. Like if you look into 2020, the Kraken is available to recite about 48 US dollars and about 176 as per the data countries and list 40 cryptocurrencies are available for the same. So basically it is nothing. It is a US based cryptocurrency exchange that has been founded in 2011. Will bank future finish after coming of cryptocurrency? The bank's future will only finish when it become that every single person is using cryptocurrency. Otherwise, this particular business will run unless and until we don't have the every person who is actually using it. I will not advise to do mining from the laptop. As you're talking about the hardware point of view, I would not advise to use a laptop directly. Yeah, in talking about the legal money and about a generation of the cryptocurrency, see, there are the limitations set to the cryptocurrencies also. Like for Bitcoin, we have 21 millions, and for Ether, we have 100 millions right now. So this will be also generated as per the need. Okay, I think now, ma'am, there's no more questions. You can take a call for it.
Okay. Thank you, Gaurav. You have given a wonderful presentation and which was very informative. I think many students and many teachers and whoever the audience are here, they got benefited from your presentation. And hats off to your patience and your every question, whatever the question has come, you answered it really confidently and with you have great patience on that.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
From department side, I request our teachers to say something, since he is our child, Kumar Gaurav. So if you want to say anything to him or interact with him, and just Pranati ma'am is here, Shudipta sir is here.
Very good evening, PR ma'am. Ma'am, I think you're on mute. I would request the host to unmute everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
How are you, Kumar Gaurav? Very nice to see you here.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm fine. Very good presentation, and you are means the session was very informative, and you have answered so many questions. So it was great session.
Thank you so much,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you.
My pleasure, ma'am. I'm always open for my college and for my people.
Shumanta sir is here also. Shonali ma'am is here.
Hello.
Sir, madam, Shudipto sir.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yes, you're audible, sir.
Right. So thank you very much, Gaurav Kumar Gaurav Burma. You have given the excellent presentation. So
Thank you so much,
actually,
sir. I do remember, sir, that I was awarded for the best person in the presentation when we had that CS activities actually.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
You
thank
know
sir.
that in the pandemic situation that we have really conducted this program in the online mode, and you have really come and we have really focused on so many things in the field of the cryptocurrency. The bitcoins are there, and you know that those who have attended these programs from our country, they have really got the more knowledge about this topic that we have shared. So thank you very much for your excellent, fabulous, and you know the wonderful presentations that you have given. Thank you
My
so much.
pleasure, sir. Thank you so much. At any time, sir.
Hi Gaurav, Sudipto sir here. How are
hello,
you?
sir. I'm doing fine, sir. Thank you so much. Next
You are
month
a
is your
big
birthday,
person
sir.
now. Yes, I've been present with the entire session. It was excellent presentation, and you have given lots of answer today. I am also amazed that Kumar Gaurav have given the answer in such a way. Okay, that's great. That's great. God bless you. Stay
Thank
blessed.
you so
Okay.
much, sir. It's
Take
all
care
about
of
your
yourself.
efforts, sir. All of you have put such efforts on me. That's why today I'm sitting present in that particular position. And I do remember, sir, next month is your birthday.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Bikramjit sir is also here. Amit Mojumdar sir is also here. Ira madam is also here. Do you want to say something?
Hi Gaurav, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, ma'am. How are you? Good evening.
I am also fine. Good evening to you. And the presentation is very, very good and excellent, basically. And I
Thank you.
think all the participants will be benefited from your presentation. And this is very informative also.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Very
It's my
good
pleasure.
presentation.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much, ma'am.
Kumar Gaurav.
Yeah,
It
hello,
was a
sir.
very
Very good
engaging
evening.
talk.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
so much for sharing so much knowledge to your juniors and also to us.
My pleasure, sir.
So may your latent talent inflorescence with fragrance and excellence. May God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes,
hello, sir. Very good
Hello.
evening.
Kumar Gaurav.
Yes, sir.
Myself, Amit Majumdar from CSC department as a
Yes,
faculty. So I have listened your presentation from the very beginning. It was very wonderful session, and you presented so nicely, and you answered the questions very smoothly and confidently. So it is a very good presentation, and the topic that you have chosen is very important and relevant for the students as well as for the other persons all over the world, all over the India. So it is very good. So thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Basically, this topic was decided by ma'am itself because I didn't have any idea when she asked me that we have to organize a webinar. I'm like, I'm always up for it. Let's decide a date and time. Then we come to a particular conclusion. Okay, we'll take that cryptography or cryptocurrency, some kind of a topic. And to be very honest, I just prepared myself before the session, just 1 hour before, because I had some my office work also. I completed it, and after that, I come to join this organization's part. So thank you so
Very
much for
good.
giving me this opportunity. I'm really thankful to all of you and for the patience hearing and giving you this most precious time towards me. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
So I request our HOD sir, Dharmpal Singh sir. So please say a few words and conclude the session.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Actually, from the word of all the faculty, we know that Kumar Gaurav Verma. Actually, I have seen the Kumar first time when he participated in some cultural activity, and he called me, "Sir, please come to the auditorium." First time I saw the Kumar Gaurav there, and after that I heard many things because I've not communicated much with the Kumar. But as you know that the department side always we are keen to know about our alumni there, those who are working in different area, and we know that when any student get the success, so two-person in this world very happy. One is their parents, and second one is their teachers. So we feel proud that our alumni are doing very good things all around the world. And whatever the activity they are doing, that we are learning from them. So it is just like the extra feeling we have that the many topic you can cryptocurrency there. We know that the blockchain is also the new area there. So we are learning many things from you. And main objective of any program, what we have seen, participant asks the many question and you have given the answer in well manner. So if you want to say that describe the whole webinar, I can say it's mesmerizing one. I can say that. Okay, so Kumar Guru, I just request you that in the future we can go for the more such type of webinar, and we can share the knowledge to our participant, even to our juniors and those who are in our college there. So I hope that Sumanto sir or Debussy madam regularly contact you, and
Yeah,
I that you can also eager to come here, because
for sure, sir. Definitely.
once in a 6 month if you come here, you can also feel proud and you can also enjoy the things there.
For sure,
So
definitely, sir. It's my pleasure and it will be my honor, actually.
that is a good thing. We can see that whatever the alumni program we have organized there, we ask them, they are eager to come. That so this is showing that how much bonding we have with our student. Okay, so thanks to all the participants, those who have joined, because without the participant any program is not successful. So I have seen that more than 250 participants and more than 500 registered for that, because cryptocurrency is a very good topic there. And also I can thanks to our management, principal sir, Registrar Madam Sheila Singh Ghosh, and also to our team, innovative learning team, R&D there. Also, I would like to thank the Debosri Madam, because within the short period of time, already Gaurav mentioned that we have organized this webinar there, and within the short period of time, Madam have circulated with the help of the department. We can also circulate it. More than 500 participants registered there. So it is a very good thing. We know that how charming Kumar Gaurav is there, because more than 500 participants within 1 and 2 days they have joined here. So it is a very good things going in the department. Okay. And one more thing I want to add here, because we have seen that in any webinar and seminar, more takeaway the knowledge there. And I thinking that the few of the student and most of the person from this webinar taking the knowledge, and they can apply this thing in their research work and their future work there, and they will get the success there. So thank you to the everyone, every faculty, every staff there, those who have supported to make this webinar is a successful one, and especially to the Kumar, uh, because he has given the things in wonderful way there, and we have seen that our products, in fact, I can say our product, that they're just doing good thing all around the world there. So Devashi madam, over to you, and you are the convener of the
Thank you so
program
much,
and
sir.
coordinator. So
Thank you so much,
yeah,
sir.
you can conclude it. That's it.
So, ma'am, I would share this presentation with you and
Devashi
all
madam.
the material that I have. It would be valuable for the department too. You can use it for the future
Okay.
purpose for the fourth year kids. Thank you.
Okay. Actually, most of the participants are asking for that also. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I will
Yeah.
share the presentation information here.
Okay.
It will definitely help others.
Okay. So today, not only from West Bengal, from outside West Bengal, many states, many students, teacher, not only engineering or science background students are here, from management students, BBA, MBA, around 500 plus registration for the event within a two days. So it's a quite amazing thing, and hope we will get this kind of participation throughout the India for our next webinars also, and we will inform the details with you also. So there are many faculties and teachers are also joined from different engineering or general colleges also. So Dr. Yashwant Kumar, he is very good friend of mine. He is also joined. Dr. Sarita Madam, she has joined. So thank you, Madam, joining here. Professor Siddhartha Chatterjee, he has also joined. So many academic peers and friends are here today. And I just want to say thank you to all. And yes, sir, Kumar Gaurav is a wonderful session. Thank you, sir. And there are many students and many industry persons also. So thank you. Yes, I will share the PPT to all of you. Those are registered, and submit the feedback form. Please submit the feedback form also. And that will help also us and also the speaker also to improve him or to make him prepare for his next technical session. So thank you, sir, students, our faculties, our HOD sir, our management sides, and our technical assistant Oshinda, our students Mehul Kundu. They have done some excellent posters or the publicity materials, whatever presented, and the certificates they will design very soon. And we will send the participation certificates to all of you within 3 days, we are expecting. So please please submit the feedback form. I have given over here feedback form link again. So submit the feedback form by today or tonight. That's all for the day. I am concluding the session. I hope you have enjoyed and learned many things. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Would love to
Thank
see you
you.
again very soon with a new topic.
Okay. Please do come to our college when you will. If you are
Sure, ma'am.
available.
We'll definitely come. We'll definitely will plan for a day and come. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Good night, everyone. Take
Good
care.
night, everyone. Good night, everyone.
Good night.